Hello everyone, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at a knife from Wright & Sons, and this is the Senator. Now this is my first real Senator. I do have a custom by Ashley Harrison, but it's a sort of modern take on it with no bolsters, so it's with micarta and bare ends, both ends. But yeah, went up to Sheffield to meet up with Mikey Newman from Baldy's Blades, and Naked Sean from MB's podcast, also the Discord. It was fantastic. We spent 2 days up there. I got there Thursday evening, was there all day Friday with them both, and then until about 3 p.m. yesterday, so Saturday. It was just phenomenal. We went round Arthur Wright & Sons again, had another tour with Ashley and Michael and Beth, and we went to the Sheffield Millennium Centre, where there's a sort of a knife exhibit in there of all older patterns, flawless. Went to see Jane at the famous Sheffield shop, and I cannot recommend the shop or her service anymore. It's flawless. The website has some of the patterns on, they're not all on there, it's not fully up to date, but you can ring up and she will order one for you or send it to you if she has it in stock. Phenomenal lady, she's great. Perfect sort of service, very friendly, very welcoming. And then on Sunday we went up to Bakewell, to the Bakewell cook shop. It was quite a interesting drive, let's say. It was very snowy, and yeah, it was -7 degrees. That's very cold for the UK, but we had a great time there as well. Picked up a couple of knives for some other people, but we're just going to take a look at the Senator today, and this is one in ebony. And I was going to pick up a Senator either way, whether it be one in olive wood, one in whiskey barrel, or even in the Iki wood, that new sort of wood they're using instead of rosewood. But Jane sort of got these out, and I couldn't sort of say no to it. But it's this classic Senator pattern, so you've got the bolsters equal on either end, that sort of very sort of slender swell in the middle. We'll take a look at the close length of that now. We are looking at a close length, where are we? 3.5? Yeah, pretty much bang on 3.5 inches close, which again, in that Goldilocks zone I really like, between 3.5 and 3.75. You can see we've got nickel silver bolsters either end, which are pinched and sort of squared off, and then we have brass pins holding the covers on and the spring here, and obviously you'll have nickel silver pins here and here. On the back, again, you get that wonderful ebony, and you can see some of that really nice sort of light brown mahogany sort of colour, caramel colour wood coming through. The hafting on this is perfect. There is not a thing I can feel wrong with it. No sharp edges. Even the sort of the back of the tang here is, I mean, you can catch your finger on it, of course, because it's corners, but it's not sharp. Nothing up here, nothing down here. And the thing that made me fall in love with this wasn't actually the ebony wood. This has been chased and has a worked back spring by Michael Harrison. Look at that. Have you seen anything more beautiful to have on the back of a knife than having a worked back spring? And this isn't done with like laser etch or with a machine. This is done with hammer and chisel. This chasing, what they call it, the back of the back spine. You can see the chisel marks in there. And of course the liners then have been filed to match it. And I think this really looks like a nice piece of ivy. I think it looks fantastic. So myself and Sean actually picked up one of these for ourselves, and then the group sort of put a bunch of money together, and we picked up one of these for Thrifty Kniffy as well, for his birthday knife. But I know he's going to absolutely love this thing. But we've got brass liners. It's going to be a carbon steel spring, carbon steel blade. It's going to be C70, very traditional Sheffield steel. Does it hold the longest edge? No, but it's very easy to sharpen, and you can strop it back from near blunt within a couple of minutes. It's a great steel to have as a working tool. This is going to be a cam tang. As you can see, we've got the rounded over pivot. We're right about a 7 pull on that, and honestly that's perfect for a Senator. Nothing too stiff. You can actually pinch it open with that absolutely beautiful Lambsfoot. Nice clean Wright Sheffield England stamp on there. Nothing on the back. Nice blade grind on this side, pretty even. There is a couple of spots where it's not super wavy, but a little bit shallow down at the point, but pretty even all the way up the blade here. Front, a little bit heavy in the middle, and a little bit shallow at the tip, but this thing came screaming sharp. All I've done is give it a little strop, and honestly, it's hair popping sharp. Super comfortable in the hand, can really choke up on that little bit of a kick here, have that full safety in the hand that's not going to close on you. I mean, it would take quite a bit of force for this thing to close on you. But just listen to the action on this. Isn't that just beautiful? Nice bit of swedging at the top, right on the Lambsfoot. Adds a little bit of extra class to the centre rather than the standard Lambsfoot not having anything at all. So you can see it does give it a bit of a Warncliffe-esque look about it, where that sort of tricks your eye to think it's curved, but it is indeed sort of cornered off. Nice flat grind. Very nice sort of deep nail neck, easy to get your nail into if you want to use the nail to open it. For me, I can pinch it, but if you want to use the nail, it's more than easy enough to do. The way that back spring meets the back of the tang as well is excellent. There's no gapping around that at all, and there is not a single bit of light that comes through this back spring. I've shone a flashlight through there and nothing. No light comes through whatsoever. Of course, with the worked back spring and the ebony, this is obviously going to be more than the standard Senator. I picked this up for around the, I think it was 110 or 112 we picked these up for, and that's absolutely bargain, especially for the, you've got the ebony, the flawless fit and finish, the worked back spring, which is done by hand, and this isn't a quick thing. This takes ages to do, and it's a mastery of work. It's not something you could just pick up and do. I'd never be able to do something this intricate. But overall, I absolutely love this thing. I'm so glad I picked up, well, I actually picked up a couple of patterns I've never had before from Arthur Wright and Sons, and that's something that's quite hard to do. They're not making a whole bunch of patterns. They've got hundreds and hundreds that they don't make purely because there's only a few of them there at the business. But yeah, super glad to get this. We'll take a look at the blade length just before I forget. So we have a cutting edge of just shy of 2.5, say 2.4, and then a full blade length of 2 3/4. So again, very UK legal. Not going to have any issues carrying this at all, and people that see this sort of thing, they're not going to look and think it's offensive. If anything, this is going to be more like a talking piece with that worked back spring. It's going to be like a proper work of art to show someone, but this is definitely going to get some pocket time. I'm really looking forward to carrying this thing. Nice sort of classy carry, but one of my favourite things, is it dead centre? I mean, near enough. What is it like? I wouldn't even call that a mil off centre. So I've got no complaints about this thing at all. Flawless action, wonderful steel. Ebony is absolutely beautiful. Hand built by probably one person or two max, and it's only going to be Ashley or Beth that put this thing together. So yeah, can't really give it enough compliments. But I hope you enjoyed this, guys, of the Arthur Wright and Sons Senator. The model number, if you were wondering, is 131 is the pattern number for the Senator, and of course this one has E on the end for ebony. But you can actually pick up an olive wood one of these from the Bakewell Cook Shop, and they have theirs online, and that would be 131 OW for olive wood. But please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.